So I guess it's time for another Seeker mold. So this is Universe Acid Storm. Say hi. Man, he sure is nice and colorful in these awesome colors. This yellow and camouflage going on in the back here, like he's some sort of military jet. And then this wonderful green just all over the place. And this really jet black here as well. It's really awesome. It really is. This guy was one of the 5th or 6th Seekers, I guess, that was made from the original classic Starscream. And as such is actually one of the coolest, I think, because he's just so different. But who is Acid Storm? Well, for those of you who did not know, he showed in actually one of the very earliest, the first Transformers episode. Or one of those. Okay, sorry, not the first episode. One of those, though, from the G1. And he actually only appeared for like a minute. But I believe in the show he was called Acid Rain. And so they decided to go with Acid Storm because I guess Acid Rain is either a name that they cannot copyright because Acid Rain is actually a real thing, kinda. Or they just decide not to because Acid Rain sounds kinda dumb and Acid Storm sounds a lot more threatening, I guess. I don't know. There's way too many storms, have you noticed that? But enough of that, let's take a look at this guy. So as I mentioned, he's got this awesome color scheme going on with these beautiful yellow stripes here and yellow knee pads, I guess. Is that what those are? I don't know what they are, but they're awesome. Then you got these jet black chest piece here, arms and feet, which go perfectly with this awesome green color scheme. And I also am totally digging the black Decepticon insignias on there. And for once, they actually got it right, where they're not upside down, but they are in fact pointing straight up. So that's nice too. And if you look real careful, like I tend to do, you can also see that there's some yellow in there. Very nice. In fact, I'd even go as far to say this guy is almost completely void of boring because he has absolutely none of that disgusting gray that Hasbro is so fond of putting on some of these awesome figures. And if you look real closely, you got all this wonderful green and black here and a little bit of yellow, but in between, in the joints, where Hasbro always messes up. In fact, there is not gray, but a little bit of sort of steel blue, which I really actually like that color. Some people may not, but I actually do. It really looks nice. And sure, yeah, you could maybe argue that it does not really go with the color scheme, but I tend to disagree with everyone. I think it goes great, and I'm going to say it is. Now, of course, we come to the articulation, which everyone hates, and I completely understand, but I still love him to bits. But the thing is that the obviously and horrible, painfully truth is that he cannot really move his arms very well without, of course, bumping into his wings, which are actually a bit floppy, and that's also kind of annoying. Also, his knees are a little bit touchy because, I mean, yeah, they work fine, but they just don't really do much. I mean, they're just there, you know? You can't really do much with him. But that's okay, because I love him anyway. I'm sure you may be noticing by now that this guy is in fact missing his missiles and launchers. Well, that's because I lost them like a complete idiot. And yes, that was completely stupid and irresponsible of me, and I will never let it happen again. Epic foreshadowing. And of course, I always love the face sculpt on there. It's a little bit of kind of blocky and sort of bored, and you just got a little generic bad guy frown on there, but I don't know, I still love him. He's just awesome. And just as for comparison, let's take him and take a look at the other two Seekers I've reviewed so far. We got Generations Thrust over here, and we got Generations Dirge over here. They might make a nice little Seeker army, which is slowly growing. In fact, I'd say there's only about one more Seeker left. After that, they can just go crazy with all kinds of different repaints. But overall, I'd say it's a pretty awesome robot mode, seeing as how, well, the original Seeker was absolutely ridiculous looking in robot mode. Alt mode. Boom! And the classic Seeker comes through once again with an awesome looking jet. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Oh yes. So after that awesome robot mode, which as usual, we end up with this awesome, almost completely green camouflage jet. Man, looks like just a perfect jet. I mean, it's just perfect. And of course, you know the transformation. It's exactly the same as all the others, but who cares about that when you got a wonderful repaint of, well, yet another thing. But not that I mind repaints at all, especially when they're Seekers, because they are awesome. Shut up. I also love how he's absolutely flamboyant with all these Decepticon insignias. I mean, you got two here, you got one on each wing. I mean, each fintail here. I mean, look at that. It's just all over the place. You know, no one's going to have to ask him to pull over in the sky and say, "Who are you?" You're going to know who the heck this guy is when he's raining acid down on your face. Also like the amber cockpit. That's always a nice touch. So, of course, I cannot find a single thing wrong with this alt mode. I mean, it's just awesome. The only thing that could be a little bit better is that, I mean, on here, the green does not quite match up with the rest of the green, but, I mean, that's a minority. This thing is absolutely awesome. It's the best, one of the best jets I've ever seen. Better than Terradive, better than, well, I don't know. Masterpiece Starscream is pretty awesome. So, yeah, of course, if I've not made it clear by now, then you are thick as sap. I definitely recommend getting this guy because he is so awesome. I mean, he is. And I'm sure anyone will agree with me that all the original Seekers, all these Seekers are cool, and it's awesome that they're getting new updated sculpts, especially of Acid Storm, or Rain, who has never actually gotten a sculpt before. This is his, as far as I know, this is his very first one, at least his G1 persona. Very first ever Acid Storm, or Acid Rain, whatever. So I definitely suggest getting this guy. He probably is not going to be too expensive. Of course, you probably won't be able to find him in stores anymore because this was a couple years ago. But I would definitely say to get him off of like eBay or Amazon because it's definitely going to be worth it. And of the Transformer Universe figures out there, I'd say this is probably one of the cheapest. And who knows? I mean, maybe they're going to start making other Seekers like Sunstorm, like an official version of him. And maybe they'll just start making them up again. I mean, that'd be cool. I'm down with that. Now they only got one official Seeker left to go. I mean, come on. Let's have some more repaints, please. So, get Acid Storm because he's awesome. I'm Creature Hunt Guy. This is Transformers Universe Acid Storm, and I'll see you later.